Lack of access to clean water and basic sanitation is one of the most pressing problems facing the developing world today. These two interrelated requirements are fundamental to healthy lives and prosperous communities. Yet nearly 783 million people worldwide do not have access to clean drinking water, and more than 2.5 billion people do not have access to safe sanitation for adequate disposal of human waste.
We know that for hundreds of millions of people today, water represents a deadly threat. And the risks that they face in finding water, hauling it, drinking it, cooking and bathing with it, add up to the defining challenge of their lives. I thank you for helping to raise the visibility of water as one of the most important issues. Why? Because the water crisis is a health crisis, it's a farming crisis, it's an economic crisis, it's a climate crisis, and increasingly it is a political crisis. And therefore we must have an equally comprehensive response.
The consequences of inadequate access to water and sanitation are tremendous: diarrhea-related illness and disease, poor quality of life, public and environmental health, and low economic growth, but also factors that are far harder to quantify, like dignity and security. Nearly 2 million people die from diarrhea each year, many of them children under the age of 5 living in the developing world. As the global population continues to shift toward urban areas, the challenge of ensuring access to water and sanitation is only expected to become more complex.
Can you imagine waking up and not being able to go to a tap and turn it on and take a drink? You don't have a toilet. You don't have anywhere to relieve yourself. This is a situation for millions, billions of people around the world. They do not have infrastructure in these places to deliver water to people's homes. So people have to leave their homes, walk long distances, fetch water from perhaps a well or a lake, carry it all the way back to their homes. So that is definitely a part of the problem. Another part of the problem is pollution. Water bodies are being increasingly polluted by human waste, by industrial waste, and this means that the water that people might have access to is not safe for drinking. It could be in the billion range for people that don't have access to safe water. When it comes to sanitation, the sanitation crisis is huge. We have made some progress, but there's still so far to go. We're looking at approximately 2.4 billion people lacking access to safe sanitation.
India is a case in point. Although the booming economy of the past decade has lifted hundreds of millions of people out of extreme poverty, rapid urbanization and an inadequate water delivery system and sanitation infrastructure are hindering further development. Thus, sanitation and clean water are the government of India's top developmental priority. When President Barack Obama and India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi met in Washington in early October, they signed an agreement that will help bring clean water and sanitation services to all Indians. Consequently, in early November, U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID Administrator Rajiv Shah, announced a new financial commitment of up to $20 million to support water and sanitation efforts in India, subject to the availability of funds.
The really positive things about the new Sustainable Development Goal on water and sanitation is that it isn't just about developing countries. These are targets that are important for people in every country in the world. We produce a lot of wastewater on a daily basis, and we need better technology to really clean this wastewater so that we could even potentially reuse this wastewater for other applications. think about the way you use water. Try to be more efficient with the way you use water. And it's important to remember that everything you put down the drain has an impact on your water quality. So it's important to think about these things. And I hope that this new Sustainable Development Goal will open people's eyes to these issues.
Shah also announced a new urban water, sanitation, and hygiene, or WASH, knowledge partnership with the Indian Ministry of Urban Development. Under the partnership, the United States and India, in cooperation with other key partners, such as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, will share expertise and global best practices and demonstrate innovative and scalable models in urban water and sanitation. Shah also announced USAID support for a new multi-stakeholder coalition that will catalyze a nationwide movement around healthy WASH behaviors. Together, said USAID Administrator Rajiv Shah, we are working to unlock opportunity for India's most vulnerable people and pioneer solutions that will help end extreme poverty across the globe.